And in Nacogdoches County today, a grand jury indicts a man in connection to the death of a mother and her daughter last October. Ronnie Jernigan is now charged with capital murder. KLTV7's Tyree White spoke today with the victim's family about this decision.
You took two people that was innocent, that was lovable, that would give you the shirts off their back. They did anything they could.
On October 28th, Nacogdoches police officers conducted a welfare check at a home on South Stone Street in Nacogdoches. Laura Jean and LaQuise Sanford, mother and daughter, were both found dead from gunshot wounds inside of their home.
When we got the call that JR had shot her, it just made me sick.
And now, after NAC PD's Patrol and Criminal Investigation Unit investigated the incident, former boyfriend of LaQuise, Ronnie Jernigan Jr. of Nacogdoches, is formally accused of taking their lives. Brenda Griffith, sister and aunt of Laura Jean and LaQuise, is still in disbelief.
I've never wished nobody no harm in my life. But for JR, he can die and go to hell tomorrow.
Griffith says she and her family knew Jernigan well. They knew him as JR. The family says they don't know exactly what happened, but they do believe LaQuise no longer wanted to be in the relationship. Sister and aunt of the victims, Annie Gibson, says the love they once had for him died with their loved ones.
I knew he did it. I knew he did it from the first beginning. And I thank God for letting justice be served.
Ronnie Jernigan Jr. is currently being held in the Nacogdoches County Jail, charged with capital murder. The family of Laura Jean and LaQuise says it will be tough to forgive, and they won't forget.
Whatever God throw at you, that's what you deserve.
Tyree White, KLTV 7 News.
And we did reach out to the Nacogdoches County District Attorney's Office for comment, but have not heard back. For